Hello, everyone. I am back with another video, and this time I want to talk about my reading goals for 2025. So, I read a bunch of books last year. You can check my reading stats video for that. And one of the things that I've noticed, particularly on my large backlog, TBR list, whatever, of books is, I have started a bunch of series, and there are series that either I can finish, but I just haven't, or they're ones that I need to catch up on. And some of them are physical, some of them are audio, and I don't have all the entries to some of these, but my goal for next year, one of them, I have two, but one of them is to catch up on series that aren't finished, that I've started, or to finish series that I've started. And instead of me just, sitting here and rambling off stuff to you while I look at my computer, I instead have this nice little whiteboard that I got for funsies that I'm going to read off and talk about, and I'm actually going to pick up and show you the books that are left, if I have them. So, we're going to start with the Middle-earth series. So, just like works that exist in Middle-earth by J.R.R. Tolkien. And in this case, we have... Hold on. Things aren't wanting to be cooperative. Man, I'm gonna have to redo all of this at a later point. Okay. So, in the Middle-earth series that I still have to get to, we have The Children of Húrin, we have Unfinished Tales, and we have The Fall of Gondolin. You're going to be looking at a lot of books. And man, am I going to hate my... Alright, and things are already falling. Of course they are. I'm going to hate my lack of organization later. But, next on our list, and this one is audio only, because I don't have physical copies of this, there's The Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I listened to the first one, Children of Time, which I thought was fine. I really liked it. And then just for whatever reason, I thought, I wasn't going to do the other two books. But I decided, what the hell, I'll listen to the other two and see if I like them. So I still have to do Children of Ruin and Children of Memory. And, please, no spoilers for any of these series. I do want to read them and, finish them. Next, we have Assassin's Creed, which I have defined Assassin's Creed as both the standalone historical-only novels and the stuff that has modern-day elements. So in this instance, we have... Some of these have bookmarks in them already. I haven't started them. They're just, I put bookmarks in for when I do get around to them. Partly just so I have a place to store all my bookmarks. So in this instance, we have Assassin's Creed Underworld. And we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And we have Assassin's Creed, the novelization of the film, which I hope to God is better than the actual frickin' movie. And then we have Assassin's Creed Desert Oath. Then, next on the list, we have The Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. So, thing with these lists, I can choose to DNF them if I'm not into it. And, like, for example, I started, we'll go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. I started, The Bound and the Broken by Ryan and Cahill last year. I started with the first novella of the fall. If I wind up not feeling, like, if I'm not enjoying of Blood and Fire, then I can just DNF the series. I can choose to do that. I can choose DNF books. My prerogative. I can also choose where I sort of end a series. So now, while I'm aware that there's over a dozen, I think, in the Vampire Chronicles, I'm choosing to cut it off at Queen of the Damned. These are also ones that I have done audio only, and, well, like I said, I'm choosing to cut it off at Queen of the Damned. Then after that, we have Halo. Same thing. I know there's a bunch of Halo books, but given that my opinion of the Halo series kinda falls after, once, 343 kinda took over and kept going past Halo 3, in this instance, it's just going to be books that take place before the end of Halo 3, in which case, we have Halo Oblivion. Then next on our list, we have The Strain by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan. Hogan? I think it's Hogan. And in this case, it's just the third book, The Night Eternal, which I have to finish. Then, following up to that, we have Starship Gilead, which I do not have the third book yet, but I do have the second one, Prodigal, right here. John Graves, the author. Let's see, then after that, we have Pirates of the Caribbean, in which case I am referring to... Oh, good lord. I'm going to have a mess to clean up after this video. In which case, I am referring to The Price of Freedom by A.C. Crispin, which, if I'm not mistaken, is basically just like the origin story for how Jack got the pearl and became a pirate and stuff like that. Then we have, after that, we have the Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee, one of which is an audiobook, The Jade Setter of John Loon, which I know is after book 3, which I do not own. But I do have the second book, Jade War. And these books I'm going to be reading in print, because Fonda Lee likes to do detailed sex scenes. And I'm not about that. Me no like spice. I'm white. That's a joke. I like spicy food if, it's cooked well. But when it comes to books, I no like spice. I'm very bland in that regard. Then, next on the list, and I'm not going to really do these in, list order. It's really just going to be, kind of like my mood, what I choose to do. We have The Sandman, the audio dramas that they've been putting together. I think there's only 3. I don't know how much of the comics that volume 3 of the audio drama covers. So maybe there's a 4th one that I don't know about. But I try to keep up with that stuff, so maybe not. And then after that, we have Dragon Age, which I only have 1 left in it, and then I am caught up. Honestly, I might be done, just given how things are, but that's a topic for a different video, one I've already made. Go check out my Veilguard review. We have Last Flight by Leanne Merciel? Yeah. Which, come to find out, this actually ties into Veilguard. So I'm really excited to get to this one, eventually. And then, we have... Oops. I gotta, figure out how to... Can't really see. We have Scott Snyder's new 52 run of Batman, which I don't have all the comics, but I do have a few. In this instance, I have, The City of Owls, Death of the Family, 0 Year Secret City, 0 Year Dark City, and Graveyard Shift. I will get the rest eventually. And next on our list, we have Avatar, which in this case is just a single comic. But it is Legend of Korra, Ruins of the Empire. I would have had this read already, but I never finished the show. And apparently the antagonist of Season 4 is a major character in this. So I should probably know how the show ends. So, I got homework to do before I can read this one. Oh, let's see, what's next then? After that... God help me. Then after that we have The Legacy of the Mercenary King, which is just the final novel, The Voyage of the Forgotten, Nick Martell. I really dug the first 2 books. I should have finished this by now, but I'm going to get on that very soon. Let's see. Then after that, we have The Dead Jin Universe by P. Djeli Clark, which I have a Master of Jin on audio that I'm looking forward to reading. Then after that we have the Hunted series or the Maggieverse by Gabriel Bergmoser. I was really, really hoping to have the 3rd book, not 3rd in series, but 3rd I haven't read, here by now, but, you know, shipping off from Australia is kind of a pain. And for some reason, it's stuck in customs in Chicago. My friend's wife tells me they probably found a koala bear. So, fun. In this case, we have The Hunted, The Inheritance, and The Caretaker is the 3rd one that I do not have on me. Okay. Then after The Hunted, we have on here, I've already done The Bound and the Broken, but we have The Sun Eater, which, I'll be real with y'all, it took me 3 tries to finally get into and finish Empire of Silence. But when I finally did, I was glad I did. And then after that, I read The Lesser Devil, which I really liked. And I'm told things sort of pick up in Book 2, The Howling Dark, which I am going to start in January. It's going to be the first thing I start reading of the new year. But then we have... Oh boy, there's so many and they're large. Oh. And then we have the rest of the series. Queen of Mid-Ashes, Demon in White, and these are all by Christopher Rocchio. Kingdoms of Death, Ashes of Man, The Dregs of Empire, and Disquiet Gods. From my understanding, I think Book 7, Shadows Across Time, comes out next year, the final book. So I'll be looking forward to that. There are some other books coming out in these series for next year. For example, the Cosmere sequence has Isles of the Emberdark, Schlock Mercenary, The 18th volume should be going out to people who backed it. Mandatory Failure. Bound and Broken has A Vampires and Dust, which I don't have the rest of Bound and Broken outside of Blood and Fire. And yeah, that's all the ones that are coming out next year. I wanted to save that for the end, but whatever, I talked about it here. And then we have two more. We have The Reckoners by Brandon Sanderson, one of which is an audiobook, Lux. It's sort of book 4, not really book 4. It's tied into the universe. But then that is Firefight and Calamity. And then the last on that is written down is Dark Knight's Metal, but I don't have the other two books, so I can't show you. So, a couple of things that I've technically started, but are not going to be on this list because, oh my god, I would not finish this goal, is the Star Wars Expanded Universe novels and Discworld. I have technically started both of these. I will not be counting them on the list, though I will be trying through audio to get to Discworld more often, and I will try and sprinkle some of the Star Wars EU here and there. I still have 2 books of Legacy of the Force to finish, Revelation and Invincible, which they're somewhere. But that's already a busy year, and I said I have 2 goals, and the rest of these goals have to do with some classic or some books that people like just rave about that I want to try to get to. So for starters in that list, it's a smaller list. For starters in that list, we have Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. I never got around to this. I haven't seen the movie. I'll see what all the hubbub's about eventually. Next, this is a book that I have tried a couple of times to read, and I'm gonna make myself read it, damn it. Especially since I've been recently watching the HBO show Dune Prophecy, and I just spoiled the title of the book. It's Dune. I want to get through this book, so help me God. I really love the films. I've been liking the television show. I want to get through this book, so help me. Then next we have, so I've heard some things about this book, particularly around the author and just kind of their views, like their political views. I don't know if that's really shown off in this book or not, but it's The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm told it's good. It was recommended. The show was also recommended to me, but I want to read the book first. And then, something a little different. I decided I want to try and just dip my toes slightly into the water of manga. Just a little bit. Probably won't go far beyond this if I go anywhere at all. So, I was just browsing through, like, famous mangas or whatever, and I just picked one at random, thought what the hell, why not, give it a shot. This one was a complete volume. I decided to pick up this as sort of my first foray into manga. I don't know, you guys sound off in the comments if I picked a good one or not. I wanted to try and get through this with a straight face, acting like I don't know what this is. I totally do. I kind of know what I'm getting into, sort of. But yeah, I did hear a lot about this. Some of the horror creators that I follow online cite this book as inspiration. I want to check it out. Oh, ruined my own joke, as I typically do. But anyway, those are my goals for 2025, reading-wise. I'm gonna have a busy fucking year. And I'm gonna have a busy, like, 20 minutes just trying to put all this shit back together. The things I do for YouTube where I make zero money. Anyway, y'all have a good one. If any of you have reading goals, or even reading recommendations, let me know. Please make it something that I don't need, like, Kindle for, because screw Kindle. And, just try to keep it somewhat based around, you know, the stuff that I've shown off. I don't need, like, 20 recommendations of just some weird-ass fucking erotica. I get enough of that from my buddy's wife in our group chat. I hear enough about that, so help me Christ. Oh, if I could delete all that from my brain, I would. The things I've had to hear about, particularly about thigh bones. Anyway, if you got any good recommendations, let me know. And, I'll see y'all next time.